Before we get started, I just want to make it very clear. I'm still figuring all of this out. So like the settings you see happening, how it's kind of like trying to, I guess, auto gauge the distance between me and the camera. You see the battery life and all of that. Essentially, I'm trying to clean all of that up. But it's all a work in progress. We still gonna get to these reactions. Let's jump right into this first one right here.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry. I want to talk about this real quick, but like, I'm so sorry. Everybody cannot become a content creator, and I think it's becoming a societal issue that has unforeseen consequences that we are not going to experience probably for the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. Like, people are walking away from their careers. People are whole professionals who have spent decades pursuing their careers, walking away to sit in front of cameras, to sell products, and to get paid by all these brands to make you spend some money. Like, and I understand, I respect the hustle. Like, however rich you can get, as easy you can get. Like, 100%, I get it. I get the quality of life. I get these careers aren't what they used to be. But like, for example, like, and this is no shade to him, like, I respect his journey, I respect his decision, it's him, but like, a lot of people know, like, Dr. Iggy, he just kind of made like a video basically saying that after spending 15 years going through undergrad, medical school, residency, and fellowship to become a board certified spine surgeon, that 6 months into him now being an attending officially, he's walking away from medicine to pursue content creation full time. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like,
I want to say this. I don't think he's intentionally doing this, but he's not being honest with the full context of what Dr. Iggy said. Let's just, and I'm gonna play that video for you, but Dr. Iggy clearly stated that he was taking a break. So even though I see what point he's trying to make, there's a bit of an exaggeration that happened right now because he's decided to take a break. It was groundbreaking. I never heard of the guy until all of this started coming out, but I think it's a bit exaggeration to say he's leaving it full time. I mean, he's leaving it all together to do it full time. No, he said he was taking a break. And to be honest with you, I know doctors, I know physicians, and a lot of what they end up doing comes by surprise to the extent of how much of a toll it takes on them. So he probably just hit a wall and he's like, I need a break. And I think that's fair. He so happened to have a great following on socials. From what I researched, Dr. Iggy, not this guy, I'm gonna play his video, but he still happened to have a good following. So he's like, if I'm gonna take a break from work, at least I could do something that I enjoy. And I think that's totally fine. Now, I will say this content creation, like anything else, it gets out of hand. It's like when COVID happened, a lot of people jumped online and started doing things. And I understand, like he said, I respect the hustle as well, but we don't know what it will be just yet because it's still fairly new. And someone needing a break from work, most of us should be able to understand that. And he went to school, became a doctor, became a surgeon, and if he needs a break, he needs a break. I'd rather have a doctor working on me that took the proper break that he needed than someone who just kept doing it and now he's irritated with it or just not as sharp as he need to be because he or she needs to be because they're fatigued. So, but I'm gonna play a little bit more of his, then I'll do Dr. Iggy's.
Understand the glitz and glamour of content creation, but a board certified spine surgeon, like 15 years, like how many board certified spine surgeons are there even in the country? How many will there be in 10 years when probably all of the ones that are now 50 end up being retiring at 65? Like, and like I said, there's no shade to him. Like, I respect his decision. It's his life. He can do whatever he want to do with it. But like, it just seemed like everybody is walking away from their careers to pursue content creation. And it's like, everybody can't be content creators. We aren't going to have any professionals. Like, when we close these phones and get back to real life, we are going to have shortages in so many careers that...
We get what he's saying. I agree with what he's saying, but I also believe it's one of those like anxious, fear-mongering kind of statements, because there will always be people to do the work. Like, there are careers that have a shortage, but people end up, getting into it to do the work. Like plumbers, electricians, and things like that. There's always going to be that need for it, and there are going to be people around to do the work. Let's listen to what Dr. Iggy had to say.
After 15 years of medical school, training, residency, fellowship, and the excitement of moving to a new city and getting a new job, I'm taking a break from medicine. And I know that probably sounds crazy to some people.
Again, he says he's taking a break. He didn't say he was leaving it the whole time. I mean, for good. That's the point I was making.
I'm experiencing what the majority of physicians, especially surgeons, experience in the first 2 years of practice, and that is I'm leaving my first job. I spent a long time trying to become a doctor and get to this point. I did everything I could to avoid this moment, especially in my first year of practice, but here I am. You guys have been with me since the beginning, where I was in Dallas, Texas. I did all my school in Texas and ended up training at the hospital I was born at. I had a lot of trouble in residency after going viral online for spreading awareness about Black positivity. I then set my sights to my dream program in Los Angeles, where I got to learn how to do spine surgery. And then I came to Atlanta, being the first city of my first job as an attending as a spine surgeon. But unfortunately, that first chapter is over. Currently sitting here, and this is my last day here. And like many doctors, I'm leaving my practice after 6 months of work. When I moved here, I never thought I'd get to this point. Most of us sign our first job thinking it's our forever job. We see ourselves in it, we get invested, we pour everything into the patients we see, but unfortunately it doesn't work out that way all the time. I'm leaving medicine, and I'll now be a full-time content creator and pre-med coach. These are things I've already been doing for 7 years, and I know that God wants me to do more content creation. Because
y'all get the point. At the end of the day, he's not leaving altogether. He's essentially saying that he's going to take a break, and sometimes that's needed. A break is needed, and I can't say this enough. Sometimes you need that break. I'd rather a doctor work on me that took the break that he needed than someone who didn't listen to their body, didn't listen to their counterparts, didn't take notice to the signs of the fatigue and the frustrations and just the lack of passion, and continues to do it, but they do it carelessly, not with excellence, because it's so important. And there will always be a need for doctors that are passionate, that are honest, that are mentally well, that view humans with dignity, not seeing one people group less than the other. There will always be a need. And not even just with doctors, when it comes to home builders, when it comes to nurses, when it comes to teachers, when it comes to politicians, there will always be a need there, because we're falling short of just people of integrity altogether. And because this channel is all about finding hope and knowing that there's hope and living with hope, I got to let you know this. God is not going to allow the world to fall apart in the way to where what he has designed does not work anymore. Yeah, there's destruction that has happened since the beginning of time, because as human beings we can be reckless, we can be stubborn, we can be disobedient, we can be hateful, we can be wicked, and all of these things. But there's always a remnant of people that God have in the earth that sees God as a priority and want to honor him. And move the world forward. Biblically speaking, he had Noah. And I know a lot of times it's hard for people to connect the dots. But essentially Noah was living in a time and an age to where society and all the people around him were just extremely wicked. But God used Noah, who was a righteous man, to move society forward. So there will always, be good doctors. This is, I believe, a gift to some degree for some people who intellectually grasp and understand the body in ways that, someone like myself and others who are not inclined to that don't. And God will always have those type of people in step and in order. I support him taking a break. I really do. I wish him all the best on his break. Yeah, it could catch some people by surprise and they'd be like, oh, it's the phone. Listen, the phones are always going to be a problem. Him doing content is another job. He said he's going to be doing like coaching, and I think that's a good thing. He's still using this gift, and I'm telling you, one thing I've learned is sometimes that break gives you that refreshing that you need, that getaway, that escape, that stir up your passion all over again. And him coaching someone else may allow him to see an even greater need for him in the space, and how God can use him with even greater clarity. I don't know how it all work out, but I do believe God works in everything. God works in a break. God works in when you're in school. God works when you fall short of the score you need for the exam. God works when you're praying about what field to go in. God is always working, so we can have hope to know that the world is going to move forward. I don't believe we'll ever get to a space to where the people and the places and the things we need will be, no longer because people are doing content creation. That's just my 2 cents, because I know that there's hope for the world and for each and every one of us as individuals. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.